I want to talk about, somebody said, I don't know if I should be watching this. And that starts a real big conversation about attorney-client privilege. And attorney-client privilege is I can't discuss anything that's not going to be on public record that the client tells me. Now, any broadcasts that we did that were at the jail were not only to get, Alex did it from a director's point of view, that was his way of getting back there and showing you what it's really like. And he really had the camera on me. We weren't showing the defendant's face in the jail. And the defendant, the bank robber, I think is what the person was talking about, was in lockup, and everything he told me that was attorney-client privilege, we edited out. The only thing we kept was the fact that he smoked marijuana and worked for Ford for 5 years, and then I gave him his rights. And then we went in front of the judge, and we told the judge he had worked for 5 years for Ford and smoked a little weed and was high during the robbery. On weed, and probably was eating a bit of honey.
What about, Skunk Balls said, 1 year for robbing a bank, LOL. Yeah, so...
1 year, 1 year there are judges turning their... But this is the offer from the prosecutor. His guidelines are not... Let me correct that. It's not the offer from the prosecutor. The guy's guidelines are 0 to 17 months. So the judge can give him probation or 17 months to life, or 6 months to life, which means prison, or county time. County time, you get out. And also, I saw another judge today, Judge Kimberly Small. And Judge Small said they're letting people out in Oakland County, and after 3 or 4 days, when I give them 6, 8 months, and they're not even calling the court. So when a judge sentences somebody to like his 4th domestic violence, whatever, it can't be that high, it might be a felony, but his 2nd domestic violence, or his 2nd DWLS, when he hurts somebody driving on a suspended license, they're letting him out of jail. So it's hard for a judge to send somebody that they really want that person to get the sentence to county jail, because the county jails are releasing people because of the overcrowding situation. That's why Wayne County, you might say it's so lenient, you know, it's amazing. Well, you got, you know, one courtroom you see, you're going to see really soon, one courtroom, 12 to 15 people pled guilty to possession with intent to deliver less than 25 grams of heroin and coke. That's people on the street hanging out selling coke and heroin. They do that on every street corner in the city, because the people have nothing, so they buy $10 worth of heroin and that out for a few hours, and the next day they buy $20 worth of heroin. What was the question?
You answered it. So 2011 mass suicide said about McCree, this judge is awesome, and then right above that is a comment from the DVD Gamer saying, those cops need to fuck off, nice beat they have guarding a courtroom, pussies, and that judge has problems.
Their job, those deputies either work in the jail, or they work in the courtroom, or they work for the judges of Wayne County. They are Wayne County Sheriff's Department deputies, and those guys are not cops. And I can't stress it more. They're not glorified security men either. Those cops help run the courtroom, and they are great, great people. They are not cops. Cops, I don't trust. Anybody who wants to be a cop in high school was not your best friend, was not popular. They were criminals. They were weird. They were beating up garbage cans. A lot of police are going to be offended by that. I think there are FBI agents that I love. They're great guys. I know a police officer who never pulled his weapon unless he was going to shoot somebody. Police watch TV growing up, and they see kids watch TV growing up, and then they see these cops, and these cops go on mostly domestic violence calls and drunk driving calls. Rarely ever is a police officer called into a situation where he needs to draw his gun. But when you get pulled over and you're in the United States, and a cop and an officer of the law says to you, Where are you going? Where are you coming from? You know, we got some rights here. We should hand him our driver's license and our registration and proof of insurance and just wait for the ticket. When you don't answer his question, this man with the power to shoot you, to hit you over the head with the nightstick and you'll never be the same, you gotta say yes sir, no sir, and tell him where you were coming from. Lie. You're not under oath. But when you get pulled over, keep your mouth shut. Do what the cop tells you to do, but cops, they're very, you know, I'd say 3 out of 10 are great guys. The other 7 lie. Except in Farmington Hills, where I live. They're all great. And Bloomfield Hills and not Pontiac. Sorry about that, Pontiac officers.
So have you always been a public defender, or and what inspired you to become one?
Oh no, I only do court-appointed cases in Wayne County. I used to do them in Oakland County. I don't do them anymore in Oakland County. I can't sleep at night when my guy gets 5 to 20 for home invasions. He's 17 years old. He doesn't get YTA. He doesn't get the Thumb Correctional Center for youthful offenders. He's got 1 prior juvenile, and that's what Oakland County does. But on the other hand, Oakland County does not at all have the crime. The Wayne County has no choice to move the docket like it does. It's a city. It's a city with such economic crises that the people, if they can't, even if at McDonald's you're making $150 a week, that's the good kid in the house, and the other kid's bringing $600 home a week, you know, hustling rocks outside the house. And this was all started by Oliver North. So that was started by Reagan to get dope to the Nicaraguans. So do you want to blame these kids for selling rocks on the streets to feed their family? I don't know. I got to pick these cards up. Go ahead. Oh, one other question. There's another one.
Well, one thing is Pig-Faced Dog said, I hope my public defender is as good in carrying a lawyer as Jeff. So that's a nice compliment.
Great compliment. Thank you. But again, it could be you representing me. So, of course, I'm going to do that. I only do that. Court appointed again in Wayne County. The other places are retained. And the reason why is you can get a lot done in one day, and it makes it worthwhile, makes the trip worthwhile.
Chardomania said it's amazing how many twists, turns, regulations, and rules there are in the legal system. Lawyers don't deserve the derision they get in the general public. So that's nice too.
The people these court-appointed lawyers I practice with, they're doing 5, 6. They're doing more work than I am. They've been, they're great. They know what they're doing. They file motions, trials, evidentiary hearings, search and seizures. You see me, sometimes I'm running in there, I don't even read the police report. I go in, I ask the guy if he's guilty, he tells me he's guilty, I plead him guilty, I get him the best deal I can. Why? I don't have time. I have time to read the police report, but why should I when they're offering me probation and 10 days on the workforce when the guy says he's guilty of delivery of heroin? You want me to go read the police report? The police lie. And even if they're not lying and telling the truth, the client says he's guilty. I'm pleading him out. 85% of these cases, 80% of these cases plead, 20% go to trial. That's when you'll see the cops tell their side.